Hi guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Gardener. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. In today's vlog, I'll show you a local nursery that we recently explored and also a goat farm and a very secluded beach. So I want to tell you guys that we made sure we wore our mask and we tried to use sanitizer and we took extreme caution to stay safe during our trip. So our initial plan was to go to a beach, but luckily we just stopped at this nursery, and we are glad that we did because we learned a lot in that. Like we learned a lot about different methods of gardening, and then saw a wide variety of succulents, and we totally fell in love with this nursery, and we were planning to go there again maybe sometime later, but this is on our way to that place. So this is a place called Pastorino Farms. They are located on the roadside of Highway 92. This is a family-owned farm, and it's run by the family, and it's a long stretch of nurseries of various kinds of plants, and a landscape supply, and also a small theme park for kids. But the theme park is closed right now because of the pandemic. A definite stopover when you are in this area. I'll try to provide the links of this place in the below in the description section. Please do check out. And in October, I think they'll have a pumpkin patch where it will be fun for kids to just watch and go around. So there is this lavender garden, and then we found a lot of lavender varieties inside this nursery, and this is a beautiful fountain in the entrance. It had a lot of garden decor and also a few herbs that were on sale. It had a collection of basil, mint and lavender, and even in lavender there are a lot of varieties, and these are few varieties that you could see. I didn't realize that lavender had so many varieties until I visited the store. And these are few bird baths. We always wanted to have a bird bath, so we wanted to build one by ourselves, but these are few. And there were few garden pots and decor all throughout the store. These are all locally made, so every piece is very unique, and it was looking so good. And there were few bigger pots as well. They are a little pricey, but if you look at the pot size, you can understand why it is that pricey. There are few more garden decor. They had these cute little statues, and also there is a section for houseplants. They had quite a few varieties of houseplants. I always wanted to get these hanging baskets for my front yard, but I got quite a few, but somehow they didn't survive in that, so I have to do some more research on how to get them. And these are few more decor that I see, and these are bellflowers. They are drought resistant plants, and they are low maintenance, so they are perennials, so they come back every year. And here are few more lavender decor that you see. So the whole store was smelling so good because everything is lavender, and we really love the smell in the store. And as everyone know, lavender oil is used in making candles, soap, lotion, perfume. So there is quite a few varieties there in display. So these are few candles, and there is soap, lotion, perfume, and all that in that store. I personally love lavender smell. Like, it's basically used for stress busting and for relaxing. I would always prefer a lavender perfume, and this is a perfect place to buy different varieties of them. And there were few other ceramic pots here as well. So this is another nursery right next to the lavender nursery. So this is called Succulents 92. So this is a nursery that has wide variety of succulents. So if you are wondering what a succulent is, so the succulent is nothing but a plant that basically stores water in leaves or stems, and these leaves tend to be thick and fleshy. And succulents tend to thrive in dry climates, and they don't like a lot of humidity, and they prefer warm temperatures and are not able to withstand freezing at all. And due to the water stored in these leaves, freezing will often result in the plant dying and getting very mushy leaves. So generally when succulents are lacking in sunlight, they will be dull or green, but when fully blushing, they range in different colors from pink, orange, purple, black and red. So this makes them very well adapted to indoor growing, and for people who desire to have low maintenance houseplants, these are perfect for them. And here you can see a wide variety of succulents, and it was very overwhelming to see the collection of succulents. I have seen many gardeners planting these succulents in their front yard, like when you have lawn or anything, and when you don't want to waste so much water on your lawn, they basically transform their lawn into this succulent garden, where they plant different varieties of succulents, and you don't have to water them often, and they are very drought resistant. So it's a very low maintenance way to transform your lawn to the succulent friendly garden. They also have ceramic pots, and they are very colorful, and the designs are very beautiful. So these are all good enough to plant your succulents in them and place them indoors. Look at this fancy heel. It's a garden decor and it was looking lovely. And here are a few butterflies made out of ceramic. Look at this wide range of collection. I haven't realized that there are so many varieties in succulents and they are super duper cute. I didn't wanted to come out of this nursery because I just wanted to look at all these succulents and keep admiring at their beauty. So when coming to the price, I felt they are a little pricey because this size pot is around $14, $12 based on the kind of succulent you choose. So I found it a little pricey, but I never bought a succulent before, so I'm not familiar with the actual price. Like I haven't seen them in different stores, so I don't know the actual price. This is another nursery right next to the succulents, and it's closed when we went, but it had all California native plants in it. We definitely wanted to check out, but sadly it was closed when we went. This is our Robo's aquaponic farm that we came across. So the concept of aquaponics is very interesting. You don't use soil in it, you use water. So in the water you basically grow fish, and whenever the fish excretes, it has a lot of urea in it. So this urea and the worms and the microbes, they basically convert waste into plant nutrients, and the plant consume these nutrients, and they basically grow to a bigger plant, and then these plants are basically used to filter the water again, and the water that's filtered again is again consumed by the fish, and this is how it grows. It's basically a cyclic process, and this is a very environment friendly growing, and they say that this could be the future of growing food in the future, because since we have limited resources, limited space, so because if you see, very less houses these days have a backyard, so one way of growing your own food could be this one. So that's what they say, and here you can see a wide variety of systems they built, and it was very interesting to see how they built. They used few barrels, a few PVC pipes, and then look at the size of these plants. So they grow massive just by consuming these nutrients and microbes from this water, and it's amazing to see this concept in reality. They also had biochar. So what biochar is, like the wood without any treatment on it, like what you find in the forest or something like that. When you heat it at 1000 degrees Celsius in an oxygen free environment, that's called biochar, and it's used to produce heat or electricity, and it's a special kind of charcoal that seems to have some benefits as a soil amendment, and it holds water and acts like a fertilizer and grows bigger plants. This is another nursery that is right next to these succulents, and it had few collection of indoor and outdoor plants. It had few coleons, then it had few outdoor plants like this almond plant you see here. We used to have this back in India in front of my house, and it used to produce lot of almonds. So it reminded me of that good old days. Here are few more beautiful coleus, and these are few dahlia flower cuttings that were on sale. The colors were looking very vibrant. And this is a small setup which is outside. and it had a collection of few flower plants as well as fruit trees. This is a fig tree that you see, and here are few flower plants. We are back on our way to the goat farm, and in between I see few fields. There are few crops growing here. I think they are cabbage. I am not 100% sure, but usually this is the time when they start growing cabbage and all that. This is a small historic town called Pescadero. I'll try to leave a link in the description box. So we are finally at the goat farm, and look at my little one. She's talking to the pig. Here you can see few goats, and I think there is 1 or 2 llamas. So they also have a farm shop, and in that we found some locally made honey. They had few jellies. This is all the honey. This is all locally made, and these are few infused oils they have. This is all the goat cheese. This is the bread spreads they have, and look at all the things they do with the goat milk. They make lotion, soap, and they have lip balms, cleanser, face wash, face toner. And they also have a doggy wash. We were so surprised and to see what all they can do with goat milk. And this is a like a dining hall that they had on the upstairs of this farm shop, and the seating was very unique. It had like tall chairs and a lengthy dining hall. It kind of resembled a cowboy style. So we were kind of surprised to see this, because we visited this farm few times but we never checked out the upstairs, but it was really good. And there was this deck, and this is the view from the deck. They had a little garden downstairs, and then you can see the farm animals outside. These are the surroundings of the goat farm. there are very less people, so we could hardly find 2 or 3 people on the farm. So this is where they tried to place all their goats. Initially my daughter thought they were donkeys. That was funny.
The donkey is here, Nana. See here.
Donkey is here.
अरे ये खुला है.
So this is our favorite bakery in the Pescadero town. Whenever we go there, we try to buy their in-house bread. They make these breads, like they have different collection of breads, but we personally like artichoke and garlic bread. So they have semi-baked artichoke bread and a fully baked artichoke bread. We try to buy the fully baked artichoke bread, and this is how you find the whole artichokes inside the bread, and it tastes amazing. Do try it out. I'll try to place the link to this bakery in the description section. Please do check out. So we are on our way to the secluded beach. Here you can see the Pacific Ocean coastline. It looks beautiful, especially in summers when you have a clear sky. It looks very amazing. So here is the amazing beach. Good thing about this beach is it's very secluded, and the best part is there is no cell phone signal or range in this location, so there are no distractions at all. So you can completely spend time with your family without any distractions. And the good thing is this beach had a lot of surfers. I never saw a beach with surfers, especially in this side of the bay. So it's very nice to sit at the beach, listen to the waves, and then see these surfers surfing. It's very relaxing, peaceful, and we completely loved this view. So we spent some time at the beach, and then our little one loves water, so she had a blast. She didn't wanted to get back home from the beach, so we had to pull her back to home. So overall it was a fun trip. Learned a lot about different plants, and then like succulents, as well as aquaponic gardening, and also like my daughter loves animals, so we took her to the goat farm, and then she had a blast there. Like she she spoke to all the animals. And it was a fun day, especially after staying at home for so long and in this pandemic. It was a nice day out, and So one thing I would say is there is so much going on this year, but try to stay positive, keep smiling, focus on your health, eat well, and try to spend as much time possible with your family, with your loved ones, because this time is not gonna come back. So the memories that you make during this time will always remain forever, and whenever you think of this time, you should try to have a smile on your face. You shouldn't feel like this time is something that's unproductive for you, or it is depressing you. It shouldn't be the case. You should try to make as many memories as possible. So this is all about our trip, and hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and please don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank you.